Hey guys, I got lucky today. I got myself a freebie. Who doesn't like freebies? I got myself a free pressure washer. It has a Honda GC190, which I believe it's a 6-horse engine on it. Got the airbox pulled off of there. That's the only thing that I've done. I just put it on the bench, got it home today. The only downside is yeah, that's the oil. I think the first thing that I want to do is actually see if it runs. And I checked the oil, it's milky because of the water intrusion, but I don't think a couple seconds of running would really hurt it. So I'm going to go ahead and I think just spray a little bit of starting fluid in there, in the intake there. And we're just going to go for it. Let's see what happens. Looks like nothing. Maybe some choke. Ignition's on. Holy crap, it runs. Well, that's a good sign. I thought I was going to at least have to clean the carburetor. I don't even know yet, because I sprayed it inside there and it was running off of that. But I guess all we know now is that the engine's good. Now let's see if we can fix it. Let's see if we can possibly pull this pump off of here and see how the crank seal looks. This is an original Honda engine, so I guess it'll be pretty easy to find parts. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pump off, and we'll go from there.
The pump comes off with 4 bolts that attaches to the side of the engine crankcase. Remove them, one right now, and then one on the top, and then there is 2 more bolts on the other side. After all 4 of those bolts are out of there, with a little bit of wiggling, this pump is now ready to come off of here, so we can see how bad that seal is around the crankshaft and the actual pump itself. And judging by the look of it, it looks like it is really rusty, and which is not good for O-rings and seals.
Well, we got that pump off of the pressure washer, and that is what the crank looks like. A little bit of rust on there and a little bit of rust on the seal as well. But you can really tell what part failed when you look at the inside of this pump, actually at this seal on the outside. You can visibly see how messed up this seal is. I'm trying to get a good view so you guys can see it, but the seal is almost like folded in on itself, allowing water to leak out. So this pump is actually called an OEM pump. I looked it up online just now, and the pumps range from about $75 to $120. So I'm going to keep doing some research on this and this part number, and I am still wondering if I'm going to replace that crank seal. I think I might just do the right thing and do it. I ended up buying crank seal from Honda online. I think it was like 13 bucks shipped to my door. So we're going to go ahead and attempt to get the old crank seal out and get the new crank seal in. But first I got to drain the oil, that nasty oil. After we get the new crank seal in and some fresh oil in, I want to run the engine for a little while and actually listen to it run for a little bit, see if there's any noises or rattles or whatever. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that crank seal out now. But there's the oil that came out of it. Ooh, that is really bad. Like really bad. Lots of water in there.
In order to remove the seal, what I did was I just got a plain old wood screw on a drill, and my thought is if I can drill it into the seal, then I'd be able to pull on it. So I'm going ahead and I'm starting it now, and as you can see, that seal is already wanting to come out. The seal was really easy to get out. And I got my little snap-on pick tool here and decided to kind of pull on it now. And as you can see, it's ready to slide right out. A little bit of force, and off it comes. And that was pretty simple, and here's what the crank seal looks like off the engine.
Now I'm going to go ahead and take this out and match it up with the old one and see if we got a winner. We got a winner.
In order to reinstall the crank seal, I decided that I'd put some PVC pipe on there and try to hit it with a hammer on the other side, because it was pretty close to the same diameter as that crank seal, so I'd be hitting it evenly. I then realized that the pipe was too soft, so I needed something a little bit harder than that PVC pipe. I found that this jack handle was around the same diameter as that seal, so I went ahead and put that on there and hit it a couple times. And I'm noticing that the seal is going in actually pretty nicely. I'm checking on it right now to make sure that it's going in evenly. Now I'll go ahead and put that jack handle back on there and hit it a couple more times until it looks like where it needs to be. And that looks absolutely perfect.
Alright, the new seal's in. I think all I'm going to do now is fill it up with oil. And once I get it filled up with oil, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the engine run for probably about a half hour. Change the oil once or twice just to get kind of that old watery crap out of there. And if the engine runs good for about a half hour, then I don't see anything wrong with this engine, and I can go ahead and buy another pump for it and make it a pressure washer again. Choke all the way on. That's on. Oil level's okay. Alright, let's let it run for about a half hour. Alright, that engine's been running for about a half hour now. Haven't heard any squeaks or rattling or really anything, so I think we can go ahead and shut her down. Been running a constant 3,700 RPMs this whole time for a half hour. Hasn't fluctuated at all from there, so I think we're good. I think we got a good engine here. Alright, we got some parts for our pressure washer now. I ordered a pump online. I think it cost me around 120 bucks, something like that. Looks exactly like the old one. Speaking of the pump, I actually pulled the old one apart. This thing is bad. Look at the inside there and look at all the rust and all that stuff. Seal's a little mangled because I kind of had to hit it hard to get it out of there. This is what was inside the pump, all rusty. Bearings are all bad. And when you lift this spring up out of here, I don't know if this is a common problem or not. If you have seen this cracking and this breakage that's on here, let me know, because I want to know if this is a common issue with these pumps, because I got another one of these pumps, the same exact one. I don't know if there's some sort of preventable maintenance or something that I can do to prevent that from happening again. Went to the hardware store, got some nozzles, got a DeWalt sprayer and a Ryobi nozzle here, trigger, and a 25-foot hose. So we're going to go ahead and get that pump on, get this thing started, and see if it functions the way it should.
The new pump goes on exactly how the old pump came out. I went ahead and I installed a newly provided key for the crankshaft that came with the pump. So we can go ahead and line the keyway up on the pump with the crankshaft, and we can go ahead and put in our 4 mounting bolts. You can see 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. Go ahead and tightening this first one down right now. After all 4 bolts are in, your new pump is mounted.
So now that the pump's on the pressure washer, we're going to go ahead and undo the hose and the nozzle and all this good stuff and get that together. This nozzle assembly with the hose is ready to go on that pressure washer.
I'll start off by putting some Teflon tape on here before I put the hose on there. I don't want any water leaking out. Now with the Teflon tape on there, I can go ahead and thread the nozzle onto the pump.
Alright, so it looks like this project is pretty much complete. I made my goal, made a pressure washer out of it. Well, we won't know until we run it. Who knows what'll happen then. And I got my nozzles color matched here on the on this plate here. Kind of had to bend this up a little bit to hold the handle. Hose holder over there, pumps on. Also put this there for soap or whatever. It came with the new pump. But I'm going to take it out now and see how it runs. See if it actually works. We know how it runs, but we'll actually see if it works as a pressure washer. Alright, moment of truth. Got the water hooked to it. Got the water turned on. We're going to fire this thing up and see if it actually works like a pressure washer should. I'm going to try and get the shot because it is starting to rain. Success. Well, that pressure washer works amazing, and I'm happy that I was able to resurrect it from being pretty much a broken pressure washer from what someone thought, and putting a little bit of time and some effort into it, and it turned out great. It's going to be a great tool for me. So thanks for watching, guys, and always remember to like and subscribe.